Welcome to my live stream. Okay, I almost accidentally terminated the stream. I think it's okay. Yeah, I just better check my sound in a sec. Right, ongoing battle with getting the sound right. It might be sounding a little croaky. Oh, that's as good as it's going to get. Okay, so all right, I'll certainly. This is a new patch that dropped today. I don't know what time it dropped. It's just going on 5 PM Sydney local time here. I think maybe it dropped. Well, there's an announcement at about 3 AM our time, but yeah, I don't know what time they posted it. The Discord's gone totally nuts, as you might imagine. Certainly, if there's any announcement about this patch coming, I missed it. I don't know how I missed. If it was shown, I don't know how I missed it. It's interesting. They've removed the private division game launcher, but they still have the private division credits at the start. So make of that what you will. Because it's not even a rumor anymore. It's pretty much confirmed that yeah, private divisions. All right, look, I should just say what I know and not speculate. Private division is going through some upheavals, so we don't know who's going to be looking after the game. Perhaps in a month or two's time, but they dropped the patch, so that's certainly a surprised me. But if you want to know what's going on, you probably go and do a search through the news media for private division. Something will come up. I don't want to say anything more than that because you can go to the Discord and have a look. It's a lot of speculation based on some events, and honestly, no one's really stated one way or the other just yet. Take-Two are very. They wouldn't be drawn on the subject because they. We'll put it this way: if it was good news, I'm sure Take-Two would have talked about it. But it's not good news, so they didn't want to be talk. They didn't want to talk about it. So that's the corporate world for you. But you know they're leaving it up to the private division, the distributors of the game to do the announcement, I assume. All right. Anyway, it's dropped. So here we are. There's a new patch number there. Now, what I've been doing with this live stream, it seems like forever now, is I run exactly the same mission each time to see if there's any sort of significant changes, the sort of changes that I expect to see anyway. And I really thought by now I would have moved on to a new baseline, but there's still some major bits and pieces missing from the mission that I'm doing, this basic mission, which is just a flyby of the Mun. And I'm waiting to it. Sort of it's working to my satisfaction, then I would have moved on to a new mission, but we haven't even got to that stage yet. I really am starting to repeat myself a lot in this live stream, but I'm going to keep doing it because I'm just not playing the game because out of a personal protest about about what was said about the game and what didn't actually happen. Anyway, alright, let's just go to settings. We'll just run through the settings very quickly. Something may have changed. Okay, general, English, right, gameplay. Yeah, still got these, I don't know, you can't type a number in here, which is absolutely crazy. I hate this interface. It's got that horrible clicking sound. What's the point of the clicking sound? Just clicks. Sliders are awful for, you can have a slider, but you should also allow the value to be directly input as well. Anyway, it's poor design. I've gone over it before. Okay, 99 persistent debris. 4 patches, patch conics should be enough for my mission. Enhanced joint system. Yeah, that was to address the floppy rockets situation. It's an odd thing is about the floppy rockets is rockets in real life are floppy. You just don't tend to notice very much because you never see you're never up close to the rocket when it's flying. But apparently they can't be rigid. They have to be flexible, and they are flexible. They're just a rocket is just basically a thin metal tube if you think about it. Okay, so I'll just leave that on its default, the heaviest. They're kind of invisible struts. That's what they're talking about here. Multi-joint system, and we've got maybe this has been changed. And yeah, you see that there was a visual bug there. Both things were highlighted. Let's just leave that as on then. Yeah, still got issues there. Tooltips, yep. Sketch launch sequence. No, I like the launch sequence. It's pretty cool. It's alright for a live stream. It gets a bit old pretty quick if you're running missions. And I always have the throttle, the pre-launch throttle at 100%. And I'm not showing the FPS. Okay, that's I think something here. It either changed in this release or it changed in the last release. I can't remember now. I don't really care because it's not all that relevant. I'm not running a big rocket just yet. Yeah, let's not worry about that. Yeah, okay, this is all yeah, night mode, whatever night. It just says choose from all these modes, but it doesn't tell you what the modes actually do. Which is it's not a very good. The tooltip tells you what is absolutely obvious from just looking at the screen, but it doesn't tell you what all these different modes mean. Home theatre, well, I guess that's self-explanatory. Night mode, I've got absolutely no idea what it means. Headphones, well, headphones and laptop speakers, well, whatever. Alright, tab away from audio, yep, that's the same. Vessel labels on, temperature gauges on, and this weirdly phrase auto hide nav ball in map view. I was fairly convinced it was actually wrong. It's the wrong way around, but it's not all that relevant really. Yeah, no wonder somebody was confused if they read that. It's kind of a double negative. Auto hide nav ball in map view. Why not just say what it is, you know? Seems a bit crazy. Accessibility. Oh yeah. Text speed. Right. Yeah. Dialogue auto continue. Hold. Oh, quick load. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Borderless, VSync off. Yeah, this is probably all pretty much the same. Okay. Alright. Okay, single player. Probably should just go to my last autosave, which is the dates are still not in our format, they're still in American format. I don't think I've been able to fix that up. It's confusing to me because we have the day first, then the month, and it's got the month, then the day, and that's definitely is not, as far as I know, that's not an international standard. So I think the international standard is to go day, month, year, and time. But all right, so that's still the same. It's what they call localization, where you change the formats of things to match up with what's used locally and stuff like that. Alright, so we'll just, and you can't just double click on that or something, you got to go and push another button, which is crazy. Alright, we'll just load that up. That's all. That looks more or less the same as it was previously. Alright. Let's get over to my rocket. Alright, let's just go to the go to the VOB. Alright. Okay, here's my rocket. Alright, load that up. Yeah, it's pretty it's a rocket that's designed to go straight up. It's pretty simple design there. Okay, we'll go to launch. Alright, so we're going to do a flyby of the Mun. I use a trick to so I don't fiddle around with parking orbits and stuff like that. I wanted to make my baseline as simple as possible for this. You know, I thought I'd be moving on, but no, I haven't, because I'm still waiting to see certain changes being made to the map display and stuff like that. So what we do is we target the Mun, hit the target, and go back. Now we've got a target display on the nav ball, and what you do is you fast forward until the God, that is still hard for me to read with my glasses. In 1440, yeah, it's still not a good display because it's hard to read. Yeah, so the thing is, we line it up so the Mun is 30 degrees past the what they call the overhead position, which is there it is over there. But I'll have to wait another day now to get it. It is a launch window. Yeah, well, at least you can rotate under it, but it doesn't. It clips into the terrain, so it doesn't really make much sense. You want to put stability on. Okay, so let's just fast forward this a little. Oh. I'm going to shoot past it. Hang on. That's the anti-target point. Don't worry about that one. Always better to go a little bit too slow than too fast, because you just tend to overshoot things. Especially when you get to my age, my trigger reflexes aren't as good as they used to be. Complain, whinge. Twitch reflexes, or whatever they call them. So the Mun will be going. There it is. Okay. Whoa, that'll give me motion sickness. And just wait, it gets to 60 degrees. That gives me an instant launch window, because I worked all this out a long time ago. So just take my word for it. There we go. Alright. So we go straight up, we'll basically intercept the Mun. Right, so stability assist on. Cool. Oh, we didn't get a lift off countdown. Interesting. I was expecting one. Alright, whatever. Burn out this stage. And they're actually they're glowing, weren't they? I think the thermals have changed a little bit, the thermal display, but nothing appeared to be overheating. So we'll just burn out this stage and then have a quick look. It's wobbling around a little bit, isn't it? Even this simple rocket isn't very stable. It might just be a poor design. I don't know if I can blame that on the game or not. Let's fire that one. I'll just switch off the engines for now, because this is going to take a little bit of fine adjustment. You can see we're going to intercept the Mun at about that point. So I'll basically trying to get my apoapsis up to the orbit of the Mun, and that should be good enough. So you only need you want to go easy on the thrust at this point. And it speeds up too, so I don't want to overshoot it, so I'll throttle back. Now, what I'm wanting to see at this point is intercept information should appear when it knows my trajectory is going to intersect with the Mun. It should automatically display intercept information, but it hasn't been doing it. The old version does, and you need that information. You really do, because it lets you see, I do a lot of my flying without maneuver nose, and you need that information to be able to do your orbits and stuff. And still got that mouse acceleration thing, which I haven't been able to figure out how to slow down now. Talking too much. Still got that mouse acceleration, which is really awful for me. Jesus, see that? Yeah, it's still there, hasn't been fixed. Well, they haven't told me how to switch it off or anything. I don't think it's going to show it. No, I don't think it's going to show it. Oh, come on, see, you know, by the time I've figured out all that stuff, I'll miss my maneuver. Yeah, I reckon we should have an intercept solution by now and should be displayed, but it does display something, but sometimes. Actually, have we still got our targeting information? Yeah, we still have. Actually, you know what? I could probably switch it off now, but irrespective, I shouldn't. Let's just switch it back on again. Yeah. All right. It's a little bit out of plane, admittedly, but because it can't go perfectly straight up, it just isn't possible. But oh, damn it! That control's strange. You push the up button and it goes to one speed, and you push the down button and it drops down by a different amount. I have never been able to get used to that. Okay, we got a intercept solution there, but it's not actually what I'm looking for is when's it going to intercept the sphere of influence, because that's the whole point. The simulation uses a patch conic system. Spheres of influence are very, very important. So the thing is, I want to know where it's going to intersect the sphere of influence, because I may have to do a correction burn at that point. Now it's giving me some intersect information, but it's almost treating the Mun like it's another spacecraft, and it's not it's ignoring the sphere of influence in this information here. Now the old version does give you sphere of influence intersect information, what they call an encounter, and that's very important, because if you're aiming for a distant target, you may not get these ones, but you might get that. You're actually probably, when you're aiming for a distant target, you're the best you can do is to get into the sphere of influence. You may miss the body completely, and that's when you got to do your correction burn. But it's not even showing me that information, so until they fix that, I'm not even going to go any further, because what's the point? Anyway, it's giving us some information here, and I can never quite. They don't necessarily tell you what this information is. Every time I do this live stream, I try to work it out. I think if I just relaxed, I'd know what it is. Like this one here. Okay. It says vessel intersect number 1. Vehicle intersect number 1. And target intersect number 1. Alright. Some relative speeds. So, well, la-di-da, whoopie-doo. Okay, there's an infinite number of intersect points if you want to look at it from that point of view, but they're picking one. I assume they're picking that one because it's the apoapsis, or it's the I don't know. Well, you're guessing. It's the same every time. You have to guess what it actually means, which is not very good in my opinion. Let's just save that. What happens if you click on that? Okay, this should create a maneuver plan at that point. Okay, it's an intersect, but what's it intersecting? We know it's not going to hit the Mun. It could either be the apoapsis of this orbit here, or it could be the periapsis with the Mun. Actually, it's probably the periapsis with the Mun, the point of closest approach. But I'm still guessing. I mean, until the game actually will one day tell me what that information actually is, I'm not going to be happy about it, because it means you got to go and look it up. This is why you're playing the game. You have to pause it and go and look up the information somewhere to figure out what the heck it is. You know, if it's periapsis intersect, tell us, call it the periapsis intersect. You know, then we'll know what it is. It's like it's treating the Mun like it's a spacecraft, like it's a point source. So you don't have a periapsis in your intersection. It's basically when it considers that you will impact the target, or the closest approach to the target. So the closest approach to the Mun would be the periapsis. So that's what it probably is, and it's saying when that gets there, then the Mun's going to be over here, right? Which doesn't sound correct, does it? To be honest, doesn't sound correct to me. And I think if you clear the target, yeah, okay, that's Kerbin A. Alright, they've got the Kerbin AP mark there now, although that's kind of obvious by looking at this trajectory here. Now let's see if it actually moves. Okay, it's not even what I guessed. I thought it'd be the periapsis. It's not. It's the apoapsis. See, I would have got it wrong. I don't think it's a trivial complaint. Alright, anyway, the bottom line is I expected to see it intersect this is a prediction, right? I expected the prediction information to show the intersection or the encounter with the Mun's sphere of influence, and it's still not being shown, and it's shown in the old game, and I'm missing it because I use it a lot. Okay, that explains why that's so far away, but I mean, it intersects the closest approach when you're at the apoapsis. Whoopie-doo. That's not very useful information. You probably want to know that a long time before you get there, because you've got to do a maneuver. Like you might want to do a capture maneuver, be captured by the Mun or something like that, you know. God damn it. All right, so nothing's really changed. I'll keep doing these bloody things till it changes, you know. Oh man, I wanted to move on to something a little bit more interesting. Damn it. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, what else can I talk about? Talk about exactly the same thing every time, every live stream that I do. All right. Okay, so it's the apoapsis. So it's its high point of its orbit. All right. Okay, so it's showing you one closest point of closest approach, and not a particularly useful one, because by the time you get up to the apoapsis here, your target has moved on. I guess the whole point is you just continue to, because you're trying to impact the target. Basically, you'd keep adjusting your orbit till you bring those 2 points together. Okay, that's what you do with a spaceship. Because the spaceship is a point source, it doesn't have a sphere of influence, doesn't have any gravity by itself. But that's not what you want under this circumstance. You actually want to, the thing that will interest you is when it impacts on the sphere of influence. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Is it stuck now? Stuck? Yeah, can I get rid? Did I lock it, or what happened? Is it stuck there permanently now? Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Did it again. I'll try focus. No, it hasn't changed the display. Clear target. Can I unfocus it now? I guess I've got to focus back on this one. Yeah, there you go. Alright. Okay, so let's go up to, I bet you when I move the simulation forward and it actually encounters the SOI, it will give me this information then. And it shows, it doesn't show you where you enter the sphere of influence, but it certainly does show you where you exit the sphere of influence, and it's been showing this big glowy bullseye thing that is totally pointless. I have no idea why they put it in there. It almost looks like a diagnostic. I predict it's still there. I don't think they're fixing up this stuff at the moment. It's quite complicated. I just wonder if they've even got anybody who knows how to do it. Oh, anyway, that's me speculating. I shouldn't second guess anybody. That's not fair. But my brain works the way it works. Okay, so I'll just move the simulation forward. Now we'll slow down again. But always keep your finger on the button because you tend to overshoot. Now, it takes quick saves occasionally. If you screw up, you can always revert to a quick save. I just want to hit the point and push it back down again. We're gonna get that actually, let's just change the focus again. We'll watch it from this point of view. So you can't really tell where it's going to intersect the SOI. Well, you know, the SOI is going to be propagated forward as well, so yeah, it's going to be moving that way a little bit. Alright, let's just continue on then. I've got to find that SOI somewhere. Well, I think you can understand why I'm in effect not playing the game. I will when it's sort of playable in my mind. It's just missing so many features. I don't want to play it. I can just play the original one and get better results. That's what my protest is about. That should be there by now. Maybe I'm going to miss. Come on, you can do it. I don't want to overshoot. There it goes. Well, she gives her little announcement in Kerbalese, which is apparently Spanish spoken backwards, but I don't think they brought that. It was in the original game, but I don't think they brought it across to the new game. People speaking in Spanish backwards. Okay, so now we've got the encounter information, but I wanted to see this information when I was down here, where I was going to do my course corrections. You see, so now I've missed an opportunity. So we've just entered the sphere of influence of the Mun. It's plotted out the Mun closest approach, which is the periapsis, which is correct. It shows this big glowy bullseye thing, which is totally pointless. All you need is a dot like that. I don't know, they're still showing it. Leaving Mun. They got these hieroglyphics. Not quite sure what all that means. I'll work it out one day, but the game certainly doesn't tell you. Why is there a less than sign and a dot, a dash, and a bracket? I guess it's a symbol for leaving an SOI, I guess. The original game actually has a little circle with either a line going into it for encountering the SOI, or a line passing out of it, I think, for when you're leaving the SOI. So I thought that little graphic was a lot more. It's almost like it's a placeholder. That like they're going to replace it with something better in the future. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to mean. But hey, look, I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's not obvious what it is. So what this shows you. Let's just take a quick save before I click on something. Okay. Yeah, so that's the closest approach to the Mun there. And what happens is that because of the way the patch conics works, every SOI has got its own trajectory, right? So this trajectory here is embedded in the sphere of influence of Kerbin. So that's one patch, as they call it. And this trajectory here is embedded within this sphere of influence of the Mun. So that all that means then is you've got to you can calculate the sphere, the trajectory separately, and you patch them together. They're done in patches. So yeah, so it's basically saying when you exit this sphere of influence, then you'll be back on this trajectory in the other sphere of influence. Okay. See, the simulation uses patch conics to simplify the calculations a lot. Otherwise, they'd have to calculate it using an n-body simulation, and that's a lot more complicated. So patch conics, it's a legitimate approximation method, and it's used in the space industry. But otherwise, you'd have to do it n-body. Maybe one day we'll get an n-body simulation. That'd be good, because then you could have Lagrange points and stuff like that. It'd be cool. Patch conics doesn't support Lagrange points, but Lagrange points are very real. They like parking spaceships in them because they're sort of semi-stable points. Anyway, whatever. I digress. Sorry. Anyway, so what it means is when you leave this SOI, you then resume at that point there. Alright, so let's see what we can say. Okay, I don't know what that whooshing sound was, but it was something. Alright, there's the Mun. Yep, that all looks pretty good. We're coming in. We'll just accelerate that to here. Our point of closest approach. Really? Seriously? Okay. Houston, we've got a problem. I can't select it. I can't select it. Double click on it. Dearie me. Oh, now I can. Okay, that was weird. If any devs watching, I'd have a look at that. That didn't look good. Alright, quite close, point of closest approach. You're practically embedded in the spaceship every time you jump to it. I mean, you got all these god rays, but they just get in the bloody way. Usually, it's trouble finding the Mun in this Kerbin. Oh, please tell me they have that bug where you. Oh no, there it is. Okay, cool. Okay, that's the closest we're going to get to the Mun. That's our flyby. Done. All right, let's head back to Kerbin then. Let's just I'll just put a point here and not piss about. All right. Okay, so it's still yeah, it's actually, you notice that it's actually changed the orbit because what's happened is the Mun's get. Geez, I have to think about that. Did it actually change the orbit? I think it did, because it was a lot steeper before, wasn't it? That means because it's actually given it a gravity assist. That's fair enough. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna head back in. Pretty steeply actually. So what I'll do is I'll just I'll get in a bit closer. Maybe to that point. I'll do a mid-course correction here to get us into a better orbit than that. I wouldn't normally do a re-entry at that angle because you'll probably burn up your capsule, depending on its heat tolerance. But I'd normally come in a bit shallower than that. It's a bit steep. It's too fast, and also the G-forces, either the G-forces generated from a re-entry at that angle would either kill the astronaut or Kerbinaut, or burn up your craft. So you don't normally come in that steeply. You try to shallow it out so the forces are spread out across a bigger distance. So that's what I'm going to do. And the way you do that, there's a couple of different methods of adjusting your orbit. So what we've got here is the periapsis, which is the closest point, is actually negative, and in KSP that means it's actually beneath the surface of the planet, and that's why it's negative. So we want to make it positive, and preferably make it at maybe 30 kilometers altitude, just as a rule of thumb. So we've got to raise the periapsis. There's a couple of different ways of doing that. The easiest way to do it is to do a what do they call it, a radial burn. So we might try a radial burn. Is our engine active? Yeah, it is. We've got plenty of fuel. So we'll do a radial burn. Probably radial out. And And the little display didn't change. I don't know if it was supposed to change, but it didn't change. You notice it's actually... yeah, it seems to be... navboard changed, but our little display didn't change. Our little thing here, what would you call... I don't even know what you call it. I know what that is, but I don't know what that is. It didn't change. I don't know if it's supposed to change. It was moving around when we launched, but now it's not. Anyway, that's radio layout. So it means that it kind of broadens. Roughly, it will you basically thrust sideways, and what happens is it causes this orbit to broaden out and to move around the planet slightly. That's one method of doing it. So we'll do that. Just make sure we're pointed the right way, and you just very gently nudge the throttle and make sure it's going the right way. Otherwise you made a mistake. It's probably opposite to what you thought. Okay, yeah, that's good. See the periapsis is coming down. This is strange. You hit the up button once, goes to 11, and then it goes to 0. Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't. It's how long you hold the button that generates that throttle, and honestly, that's very hard to judge. I don't know if that's. I think it was done in increments in the original KSP. You keep tapping the button, but this one goes. See, it's how long you hold the button. That's very hard to judge. And that's why I've been getting different results. I go up and it goes up by a certain amount. When I go down, it goes down by a different amount. So, very, very confusing. Anyway, let's go to about 30. Yeah, 30. Yeah, there we go. Done. That'll do. Alright, so we're now got a much better orbit, but much better re-entry orbit, so I'll just take a save there. Yeah. Funny, I thought I did focus on that, and now it's kind of unfocused itself or something. You can see now that it's actually not going to impact the ground. It's going to impact the atmosphere. So the whole point is to slow the spaceship down, but slow it down as gently as possible to reduce the stress on the Kerbinaut and the spacecraft. So that's what we're going to do. Now, at some point, we're going to have to eject that that transfer stage because we don't need it anymore. But probably because if you eject it this far out. Every time if you do a stage separation, it kicks the vehicle a bit, which causes your orbit to change slightly, and it's probably better. The further out you are, the bigger the impact it'll have on your trajectory when you get to this point. So it's best to kind of wait to be a lot closer before you do it. So let's just go to this point. But I'm guessing because it's not giving me. Is it giving me any information? Hang on. I'm too scared to click on it. It's giving me time information. Oh yeah, I guess that's a bit. I guess that's the best you're gonna get. Let's just warp to this point here. All right. And it went and shut down my warp anyway. Whether it shut it down in the right spot or not, I don't know. Alright, so now what you want to do is... now, the neatest way of doing this is if I eject the stage just at random, there's always a chance that you'll collide with your own stage at some point further on in your orbit. So to stop that happening, because if I say pointed it that way, and ejected the stage in that direction, they're still more or less on the same orbit. You may collide with it. So what you do is you turn it sideways, and then eject it. And that way they're guaranteed to move apart. I usually don't care. I reckon it's cool when you crash into your own stage, but when you're playing this game, but that's just me. But this is a neater way to do it. Alright, so we've ejected that, and now you probably want to switch the SAS off, because the reason being that these capsules have got a property that they're self-guiding. They're aerodynamically stable. You could probably leave the SAS on, but point it that way if you want to, but I rather just leave it off. So because I know this design is aerodynamically stable. Okay, so we come screaming in. Just warp it in. Just always keep your eye on the altitude so you can stop. I want to stop just above the atmosphere, which is at 70 kilometers. Actually, just let me stop there for a second. This view always confuses me. That's chase. That's whatever that is. That's whatever that is, but okay, that can't be right. Anyway, whatever. We'll come in for the horizon that way. I think it just makes a bit more sense. If you want to see what you're doing, orbital would be see, celestial, capture, body. Is it body? I reckon that's body. Is it body? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. All right, we'll come in. We'll come in horizon. Horizon's a bit more like flying an aircraft. It means the planet is down and space is up. You know, that's might be a little less confusing. I'll come down to it just above the atmosphere and see how the heating goes. Okay. I'll speed up a bit. Never take your eye off the gauge. Always miss things. If you look away for a second, don't look at your mobile phone or something when you're doing a maneuver. That's, geez, I don't know. That doesn't seem right. That the view changed. That's just absolutely confusing. That seems a bit odd, actually. I guess that's correct. Let's do another save there. Okay, it's just coming in. I would have thought. I guess that's right. We're still a long way up. That's a little bit too slow, isn't it? You want 50, around about 50 frames a second on my machine, because it's trying to display the terrain at the same time. Alright. Okay, it hasn't sort of it's not, you know, oriented itself because it hasn't hit the atmosphere yet. Yeah, that's correct. That's what I was expecting to see. So the other stage is probably, I think it just disintegrated in the atmosphere just then. I think it's gone now. And don't forget to there you go. Don't forget to do your shoots. Yeah, this heating animation is still a bit rough. At least it's there. I'm sure they'll work on it in the future. I'm not fussed about things like that. The visuals, I want stuff, useful stuff, and I want it to work. That's what's more important. I consider more important at this stage. You can always pretty things up later once they're working correctly. Got thermal warning on it yet. Yeah, the terrain and all that looks pretty pretty in the clouds and stuff. I think it's okay. I'm getting 40 frames a second at the moment, 1440. I don't consider that too bad, but other people think they can run everything at 120 always. I mean, running stuff at 120 might be important when you're playing, you know, CSGO or something, but in a simulation I don't think it's all that important, to be honest. Everyone likes to think that everything's running at maximum speed. I guess it's just not important to me. Your eye can't really perceive, your eye can't really, what is it? Your eye can't really perceive anything much above, well, movies are about 24 frames a second, but they're, I mean, when the director goes and makes a film, he takes that into account. They always show things that make sense at 24 frames a second. But your eye probably can't perceive much faster than that. If the frame rate is too slow, then everything looks laggy and jerky. But the funny thing is, when you're if you're one of these Twitch reflex combat video game players, it actually, the frame rate does make a difference. Because of how good their reflexes are, so you want the frames to be higher because it gives you more precise movement and stuff like that. It's all kind of weird. You can look it up. People have been debating about it for years. You know, is there any real difference between 60 frames a second and 120 frames a second? Probably the answer is, well, it depends. Yeah, I don't know. You can look it up. I've heard all sorts of different arguments. Is it worth paying for another 60 frames a second? I don't know. No comments from anybody. I've had a few views, but I don't know. Oh, there you go. Hang on. There's a comment just appeared there. Neutron GD, hello. Am I the only one here? Yes, you are. It's kind of a, you know, I'm only a small channel. I mean, it doesn't. I don't get a lot of chat. But thanks for making a comment, because I was just wondering, we've had a few people pop in and out, but what happens is people are just browsing. I do that myself all the time. I just see a bunch of live streams come up and I just check each one for a couple of seconds to see if it looks interesting. I like the way that the person's talking or something like that. It's quite understandable. The annoying thing about anyway, I've got it's YouTube on normal setting. There's about 20-second delay between when I speak and when other people people can hear my voice and see what's going on the screen. So it means their comment's going to be 20 seconds late. It causes a bit of confusion. Definitely Twitch is probably still the superior live streaming platform, and that's why most of the big streamers are still on Twitch, or even, I don't know, I don't watch Kick myself, but Kick might be a little bit different, but that's why people still do Twitch. Yeah, so sorry if it's I'm only a little channel. I'm not even monetized yet. Anyway, I just do it as a hobby. I don't care. I'm not going to try to make any money out of this. It's not worth it. It's not worth any money. Alright, now I'm just waiting for it to slow down, then I'll hit the shoot. We're still going pretty fast. I don't know if we normally get I could probably do the shoot now. If it rips off, it rips off. Huh? Do we get it? Oh, it'll be armed and it'll. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, damn. Okay, I lost the shoot. Okay, I'm gonna restore it now. All right, we'll just watch it crash, and then I'll restore it and try again. That's why you take quick saves. Oh damn, that was a bit. Oh, whatever. I'm not worried about the parachutes. I mean, they'll tweak them and get them right. I'm more worried about the, displaying encounter information in the mapping view and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, Val. Don't worry, she'll die. But you know, they'll clone another one. They'll clone another one. They clone Kerbals, you see. Got white tops there. That's interesting. I must have just gone through a cloud layer. Alright, okay. Alright. Alright, let's see if I can restore it. Oh, the other thing, Neutron GD is, yeah, more people watch my VOD, and you've just said it yourself. Yep, that's cool. You can just watch my VOD later. All right, so where are we? I'm trying not to kill the Kerbal. That's the thing. All right, we'll just get on with it. Ah, well. I'll keep doing these things every time I release a patch. So, we don't know, I guess by the end of June, we'll still know if Intercept Games still exists or not. They probably won't. So, the game has to be handed over to somebody. I think it'll look very bad if they just went and cancelled the game. Would they have to give everybody their money back? I've got no idea. I played for a refund just to see what would happen, and Steam said no. They even quoted Australian law, so okay, good on them. They got it worked out. Australian consumer law, we don't really have warranty expiration periods. You can pretty much ask for a refund at almost any time. There's certain criteria, of course. You can't just do it because you want to do it. You have to give a reason. There's got to be a really major defect, and Steam just came back and said there's no major defect in the game. Not that the fact that most of the game's missing. I could argue that is a major defect, but you know, would I even take them to court for $50? I doubt it. the judge would probably just say, stop wasting our time. All right, let's I'll wait till it slows down to terminal speed this time. I don't quite know. It seems to be behaving differently than KSP1, so I don't know how the parachutes even work. See, what happens is when you stay in KSP1, when you stage the parachutes, it's armed, then the parachute opens itself automatically once it's safe to open itself. Clearly when that opened it wasn't safe and it just got ripped off, so I'm just going to have to do it manually, but that's okay. You can just tweak that later. That's not a big deal. So I'll wait till it gets to terminal velocity this time. If there's any indicator that if it's safe to open or not. Unsafe. Oh, there it is there. Unsafe. How do I... Oh, I've got to shut that down, don't I? Jesus. But you don't want to be opening menus. You just want some sort of, you know, color indicator or something when the thing's safe to open. All right, we're going to have to leave the menu open and see if it switches from. Actually, we'll just take another. There we go. It's safe now. All right. All right, cool. How high up? Probably 15 kilometers. It's a long way up. Come down a little bit further. 10 kilometers. I'll do the shoot. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. Gonna land in the water, unfortunately. So I can't take Val out for a walk. Usually opens at about 1 kilometre. The standard setting. There you go. It's good that we can reverse time there, isn't it, Val? You know, we can picks up the occasional stuff up. Pretty real life's not like that. Oh, what had happened would be always reversing our lives. We'd never move on, would we? Well, if you want to know exactly what they've changed in this patch, you'll have to look at the patch notes. Patch notes are on Steam. As far as I'm concerned, relative to my my baseline that I keep running, there's still been no significant changes really. You know, I'm waiting to see them add the the more the correct predictor information to the orbit trajectories. You know, the encounters with the sphere of influence is the one that I'm talking about there. Treat the intersection as a proper encounter with a body, and not as an intersection with another spacecraft, which is it's handled differently. So I guess I'll keep running this baseline until I can move on to another baseline. A little bit more interesting. Yeah, it's slow progress. Been well over a year now. Alright. Recoverable. Let's recover it then. There we go. Okay, oh, I've got to look with my glasses. It's still a bit hard to read. I think they've fixed... I complained about... In one of my live streams, I complained about this, sort of Commodore 64 sort of graphics, text. It's really... That font's... I find that font hard to read. This font here is great. And this one here is terrible. Maybe, I don't know if they're just going for a certain aesthetic there, but aesthetic. But whatever it is that they're doing, it makes it hard to read for me anyway. That really pixelated sort of looking text. So I call it the Commodore 64 text. I think the text on the Commodore 64 looked better than that. Yeah, it's kind of always a bit strange. I mean, this is hard to read. I have to peer at that. Although my eyesight's not the best, I have to admit. I need a new pair of reading glasses, or a new pair of. They'll sell you a different set of glasses for your computer monitor these days. Yeah. So it. Yeah, to just wrap up, I can't, relative to my baseline, I can't see any significant changes. Now the interesting thing is I don't want to second guess the companies, but it'd be nice if, even at this point in time, just for interest's sake, they tell us what is happening with Intercept games and stuff like that. And Take-Two wouldn't be drawn on the subject. They claimed they hadn't shut they hadn't shut Intercept games down, but it's the old story. If you've ever heard the story about there's a guy sitting on a park bench, and there's a dog sitting next to him, and some stranger comes up and says to him, he says, "Does your dog bite?" And the guy sitting on the park bench says, "No, he doesn't bite. My dog doesn't bite." And the guy goes to pet the dog, and the dog bites him. And he says, "I thought you said your dog didn't bite." And the guy on the bench says, "That's not my dog." And that was the answer that we got out of Take-Two. They said, "Well, we didn't close down Intercept games." But that wasn't really the question, was it? So one answer is Private Division shut down Intercept games. But you can see it's an evasive answer, and when I did my training, my corporate training, we were told we weren't allowed to give answers like that. But the rules in our country are a little bit different, I think, than America. You answer the question literally, but come on, did you really know what the question meant? And to answer it literally, mislead is considered dishonest, at least in our country anyway. So I suspect that's sort of they got a my dog doesn't bite answer out of Take-Two when some reporter asked them. So even just you know, hey, we've forked out our $50 for this game on trust is the right word, that eventually we get a fully developed game at some point in the future. It's under early access, right? And they're just not giving us definite answers. So what happens is if they don't give out definite answers, people will just start to make up their own answers, which is probably exactly what I'm doing right now. But Take-Two had a chance to clarify the situation, and they appeared to give a my dog doesn't bite answer. So that's my take on that. So we might know something by the end of June 2024, but I reckon this is all a little bit weak. But this patch was surprising, so I didn't think anything had be coming out, but this patch came out. It's really just a bit of a bug fix. It hasn't really added any new features or anything like that that I can tell. So I think the lesson is I'm never going to buy an early access game ever again after this bad experience. I knew I was taking a risk, but you know, I'm a fan. Of course I'm going to take it. And I was all prepared to make lots and lots of YouTube videos on Kerbal Space Program 2 and give them free, you know, contribute a little bit to their free publicity and all that. And but then the way the whole thing with the big media junket and over in Europe and the slick advertising trailer, you know, they're basically selling an early access game like it was a complete game, and thinking I even at the time I thought that was a red flag. That was a red flag. Somebody wanted to get that. In my opinion, they wanted to get that cash at that particular point in time for the game, so they went and sold a early access game like it was a full game, and I think that's wrong. Anyway, whatever. What is done is done. I've got nothing against the developers or anything like that. But somebody made these decisions, and whoever that was, we'll never know. But so I guess if I got a bone to pick with anybody, I've got a bone to pick with them. I got no problem with Intercept games, personally. It's all very, very interesting, I guess, on the scale of things. It's about nothing, but you know, it's just a distraction. You know, let me know in the comments if you want to say something, if you've got an interesting take on it. But no walls of text, please. Just a sentence or a paragraph is fine. I'm getting sick of reading people's one-page essays on the subject. I think it's the comment section is not the right forum for that. Alrighty, so I'll catch you in future streams.